What if your people don't need more motivation? What if they just need more clarity?
I think back then I didn't really understand how to think about motivation because I found myself in this constant cycle of chasing motivation. If I'm just a little bit more motivated, if I'm just a little bit more motivated. Because back then, how I heard people talk about motivation, it just didn't really make sense to me. Like they talked about it like this, it was this fleeting thing, right? This thing that you constantly have to chase, you have no control over. And I come to find that oftentimes people are confusing motivation with inspiration. Inspiration is being struck with the urge to do something. The definition of to inspire is to stimulate the urge in someone to do something. It's fleeting and magical, and it is often external. But motivation, true motivation, is internal. And the definition of motivation is a reason for doing something. A reason for doing something. That's not nearly as fluffy or as elusive as we make it seem, is it? That's why in my program, I actually changed the definition of motivation. I define motivation as when your reason to take action outweighs everything else. So as an activity, as a reframe, something I want you to do, the next time you say or think, I'm just not motivated, I want you to shift that to, I don't have a reason. I'm just not motivated to work out. I don't have a reason to work out. That doesn't feel the same, does it? I'm not motivated to start that business. I don't have a reason to start that business. I'm just not motivated at my job. I don't know my reason for being there. And that's the biggest one I hear. I've coached hundreds of people over the years, and that's usually the primary thing. I'm not motivated where I am. And my next question always is, well, where do you want to be in 5 to 10 years? And they usually give me one of two answers. One, they have a huge, lofty, amazing dream that they feel too far from, or they have no idea. They have no idea where they want to go, what they want to be when they grow up, and so they're generally lost. And the thing is, if you don't know where you're going, it's hard to see the power and purpose of where you are.
Motivation is fleeting, but commitment, that changes everything. It's not that people have checked out. It's that they never checked in with themselves. They aren't lazy, they're lost. The truth is, people don't want to be pushed. They want a reason to move.
So what does this have to do with employee engagement and retention? Well, your teams also have their own versions of a successful life, and many of them are struggling to understand how their current role plays a part in their paths to their successful life.
I've led departments, built high-performing teams, and coached professionals across Fortune 500 companies, but I've also sat in silence, wondering how someone like me, ambitious, capable, and ready, could still feel stuck. That's when I discovered success doesn't start with where you work. It starts with how you see yourself. You know how so many people are showing up to work, technically present, but clearly emotionally checked out? I teach leaders how to flip that script by helping their people make courageous commitments to themselves, their growth, and their role, so they stop going through the motions and start showing up with purpose. You don't have to wait for a promotion, a title, or permission. Your next level starts with a courageous commitment to yourself and your vision.
Because when you're able to connect the dots between where you are now and where you want to be, it's so much easier. You're able to see where you are differently. You're able to optimize where you are right now. When you have a path forward, it's no longer just about the end goal. It's about the journey. It's about being able to take strategic, aligned action right where you are.
Whether it's a leadership summit, an employee resource group event, or an executive offsite, my goal is simple. Help your people shift out of survival mode and step into their power. Using courageous commitment, I show teams how to reconnect to their purpose, reclaim their confidence, and rise into their next level of performance. The result? More ownership, more resilience, and more people ready to lead from where they are.
Your presentation was fabulous for our group of young professionals. They all had great things to say as they were leaving, which we love to hear as people who are coordinating the event and putting it on. I personally gained a lot from it. I really always feel like I have this thing behind me that I know I want to do, but I'm maybe just not actually doing it. It can wait till later kind of thing. And I love that you pointed out that later isn't always promised, and maybe I ought to just get off my butt and start doing it. So thank you.
Yeah, Kendra Lane talked to us today, and she really touched on several things that we've been working on at MoDOT that I think is going to help our retention, also help our employees work better together.
She was awesome. I really enjoyed her presentation. I would definitely have Kendra come back. She's well worth it.